A hand reaches into the bowl, it lifts out a ball, unscrews it, and a flag drops into a slot on a giant white grid. The room applauds. Of everything in this sport, this is the part we are told to trust the most. No referee, no tactics, no luck of a deflection off someone's shin. Just a draw. The fairest object in football. But before a single ball was kicked in this World Cup, that grid had already done something quietly brutal. It took 4 of the 10 best teams on the planet and stacked them into the same corner. Not the same half, the same corner. 1/8 of the bracket. And the draw was built to be fair. There are rules for it, written down. So here's the question that should sit with you for the next few minutes. How did 3 of the best national teams on Earth end up trapped in the same small room, fighting just to be the one who walks out of it? Start with the room itself. In the top corner of the 2026 bracket, 3 of Europe's giants all funnel toward the same point. France, 3rd in the world, the Netherlands, 8th, Germany, 10th, and arriving right behind them. By way of the group next door, Morocco, ranked 7th, a team that walked into a World Cup semifinal just 4 years ago. 4 of the world's top 10. 8 slots, 1/4 of the draw. Line them up and the math turns cruel. If the seeds win their groups, France and Germany are on course to meet in the round of 16, the earliest 2 teams that good can ever meet. One of them is knocked out before the quarterfinals even begin. The winner walks straight toward the Netherlands or Morocco. And by the time this one corner produces a single semifinalist, 3 of those giants are already gone. The strange part is not that the corner is brutal, it is that the draw was supposed to make exactly this impossible. And it didn't. So go back to the night it was built. Picture the draw show. The pots, the retired players in good suits, the balls warmed in a host's hand, a slot waiting for every team. The whole thing is staged, deliberately to look like balance, like no one in the room is choosing anything. And inside it, there really is a fairness rule. FIFA wrote one in. Here's the catch. The rule protects only the top 4 seeds. The 2 best teams in the world, Spain and Argentina, are forced onto opposite sides, so they cannot meet before the final. The 3rd and 4th, France and England, are kept apart until at least the semifinals. 4 teams, 4 guarded paths, and below that line, the rule simply stops. The draw protected the penthouse. It left the rest of the building wide open, which is how you end up with a corner full of giants, because of who fills the pots in the first place. 16 of these teams come from Europe. There are 12 groups, and UEFA is the only confederation allowed to place 2 teams in a single group. Everywhere else, the limit is 1. So Europe does not trickle into the bracket, it floods it. Steer only the top 4, and the rest of the continent's elite fall wherever the balls happen to drop. This time they dropped 3 of them into the same corner. Now, you might say the obvious thing, the other half is loaded too. Argentina, Brazil, England, Portugal, those are contenders, not make-weights, and that is true. But it is also the point. This was never strong, half against weak half. It is clustering. Argentina, Brazil, England, and Portugal are spread out 2 to a half, each one sitting alone at the top of its own quarter, with space around it. The danger did not disappear from their side of the draw. It was simply given room to breathe. One corner took 4 of the top 10. The other quarters took 1 apiece. And here is the turn. The thing that makes this bracket feel fair is the same thing that makes it cruel. The grid is fixed and published in advance. It never reshuffles. So once the draw clusters the giants, nothing pulls them back apart. There is no reseeding after the groups, no correction, no second look. The imbalance is not a glitch in the system. It is held in place by it. The bracket has one more cruelty in it, and it is the quietest one of all. In this tournament, the team that wins a group and the team that finishes second are sent to opposite halves. They are kept apart so they can only meet again in the final. It sounds neutral, but watch what it does inside the loaded corner. If you are one of those giants, winning your group can lock you into the grinder. Finishing second can be the trapdoor out. To the calmer side, the longer odds opponents, the open road, which means being better can bury you. The team that tops its group can draw a deadlier path than the team that scraped through in second, so 3 of those top 10 sides will be gone by the semifinal. Not because they played worse than the team still standing, because they shared a corner. The road was decided by where the balls fell on a night in December, not by how good anyone actually is, which leaves the word we started with, fair. When people call this draw fair, they mean 2 real things. The pots were random, and the top 2 were kept apart. Both true, but neither one means what we quietly let it mean. Neither one says the 4 roads to the final are equal. They never were. The grid on the screen, the one staged to look like perfect balance, was a slope the entire time. The cameras showed a ritual of fairness sitting on top of a machine that gathers the danger into one place and calls it luck. 2 teams will reach the final in New Jersey and stand on the same white line, treated as equals. One of them will have crossed a minefield to get there, beaten 3 of the best sides alive, one after another. The other will have walked a far quieter road, and the bracket decided which was which before anyone kicked a ball. That is the part the draw never shows you. It does not spread the danger out. It concentrates it, drops it into one corner, and hides the whole thing behind a single reassuring word. Fair only ever described the draw. It never described the road.